There's counterfeit prescriptions. I'm not going to hit on all of this, but I want you to, again, jot your notes down. You can ask me questions. I'm just telling you some of the fraudulent crimes that are being committed toward our seniors. Telemarketing. You have, especially after a storm, you have people coming around. They'll tell you they're from the insurance company. They'll make you believe your roof is about to fall in. And they, again, if you engage in a conversation long enough with them, they will convince you of that. But they'll solicit you for home repair, loans, mortgages, charitable contributions. A lot of people get calls from, and I get this call a lot. People asking me, does the police call soliciting funds? The police department will never ever call you soliciting funds. FOP will call you. FOP is not the police department. Those are retired officers that are in a fraternity, we'll say it like that, and they need funds to operate. But you believe that it's the police and you want to help your police and you will give them. There's funeral, cemetery scams, internet scams. Let me ask this question. How many of you in here have a Facebook page? Okay, how many of you have an email? All right. If you have how many of you pay your bills online? Nobody pay their bills. Okay, Pat. I was wondering if you're going to be honest. Now, and they tell you that the website is a secured website, but anytime you really put your information out there, a hacker can really get it. But the list goes on and on and on about different types of fraud that is out there. But here's the thing. A scammer will send you an email. I get them all the time, and they come from people that I know that's their name, like my wife. My wife is in the house with me. Why would she send me an email? and when you open a lot of the email, that's a virus. But it sounds so real. If you have children and grandchildren, they sometimes will set you up a Facebook page, and you're talking to people everywhere. And most of us want to, I do it, put your little grandkids' pictures out there. You tell when certain things. On my Facebook page now, it's telling everybody that I'm going to be right here today. Right here today. A lot of stuff we want people to know, but we don't realize how much information we're putting out there. And again, I'm going to try to make this short, but it's just a vast volume of information. Let me stick with the Facebook page a minute. If I was a criminal, a burglar, I would shop Facebook. Here's what you have. You have the entire layout of a person's home, their house, because they go through, they take pictures. They will even be in Cancun, Mexico. Instagram it and tell you they're in Mexico. Who's guarding the house? Nobody. And I guarantee you, a lot of neighbors, they see everything but the right thing. A U-Haul truck could back up to your door in the daytime, speak to your neighbor and say, have you seen Joe Blow? I'm supposed to be moving his stuff. Well, I guess I'll go on in and move it. He should be here a while. You'll wave and go on about your business, and you will never call your neighbor, wonder why somebody moving. Your neighbor come home and ask you, did you see somebody at my house today? And you tell him, yeah, that was a U-Haul guy. He spoke to me, but he said he was waiting on you. You didn't think that was a little suspicious? No, you didn't, because he spoke to you and he made you feel comfortable, and he did not appear to be suspicious. The scam goes on and on and on. But financial scams targeting seniors is the crime, what we call the crime of the century in law enforcement, because a lot of seniors get scammed and they're so embarrassed they won't report it. They're considered what we call low risk crimes. But do anybody in here know what a pigeon drop is? Pigeon drop. Now let me tell you, the only way a person can get you on a pigeon drop is you are greedy. Because the person will tell you they found a bag full of money. How many people you know gonna find a bag full of money and really share it with you? That's the first thing. But then they will tell you, and now this is almost hypnosis, for you to talk to me. My bank is across town. I put a total stranger in my car in good faith, drive him across town, go into the bank and take my money out in good faith so he can share this money that he found with me. They show you this wad of money, and it's back to greed. And you think you're getting the wad of money, and normally it's two people involved. And while they're talking to you, they switch the money out, and you're left holding the bag, but the bag is a bag full of paper. The bag is a bag full of paper. But a lot of times, here's what happened. Scammers target elderly people because they perceive them to be vulnerable. A lot of people are lonely. You know, you get up in the age, your kids move away, your grandkids move away, and you talk a lot on the phone. You tell people again what you're going to do. And you become unfamiliar with a lot of things that are really going on in the world, but people will take advantage of you. You have to be aware of your surroundings when it deals with strangers. People will come up to you. Now, let me ask you this question. Because after I finish talking, most of you are going to have fear of people just standing close to you. You shouldn't fear them, but you should always be around, because one person will come up on your left and tap you. The other person will be going in your purse, and you really won't feel it at the same time and taking your belongings. They are really just that good, the people are. But I don't want you to fear people, but what I want you to do is try to be more alert, more aware of your surroundings. Let me talk about when you go shopping, because most of you go shopping. Do you make a list before you go shopping? I do. When I go to Walmart, I make a list. My wife gives me a list because she tried telling me by the time I get to the store, I always meet somebody at the door and I forget what she said. But we all make a list. But watch this. You're in Walmart, and I saw this happen one day in Walmart, and I alerted the lady. She was so focused on her list, she forgot her purse in the basket. And a guy walked by and he bumped her and said, "Excuse me." As he bumped her, he picked her up. He picked up her purse. And by the time she realized it, you know, we got the guy. But by the time she realized it, he was gone. But she was fortunate enough to get her purse back. But when you're shopping, believe it or not, that's one of the most dangerous times, because you're so focused on what you're getting off the shelf. You barely remember the person that passes you. Most people have to identify you and say, "Well, how you doing today, Miss Underwood? How are you doing?" And now you distracted from that. But again, we're talking about being safe. Do you really shop in the daytime when you're alone, or do you go to the store at night? It's not good to go to the store at night. A lot of times you'll go in a store and you get so distracted you forget where you park your car. And you come out, and if you don't have one of the remotes, you think somebody has stolen your car. So you have to pay attention to all of that. Don't place your bags in the car in plain view. That's inviting a criminal to your car. Now I'm going to say this one. How many of you, if you was on Milam and you was going to the light, you get bumped from behind, you stop your car, you pull over, you get out? Honestly. So if you get hit from behind, when the light changes green, you're going to take off? No. You have people out there purposely, especially if you've been to the store and they see a large amount of cash. A lot of times, again, we open our wallets, we'll pay for it. I pay for everything with a credit card. You rob me right now, you're going to probably shoot me because I don't have $1 to my name. Everything I do is done with plastic. That's just the most secure way to do it. But a person will bump you. When you get out, they will rob you. The average person will stop. You leave the store, you go straight home. You don't zigzag to see who's behind you, because everything is the norm for you. But you have to be aware. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to make you aware. I can talk to you all day about these things. A criminal will place a piece of paper either to the driver's side of your window or in the back. They'll make it appear. Sometimes they will put cash money along with a letter. And you're driving off, you see it. When you stop, you get robbed. $20 bill staked to a piece of paper with a note. If they saw you in the store, they know what you're driving. The average person would stop to take it off. When you stop, you get robbed. Now, if you don't stop, you have a large amount of money, they fall into your home.